Welcome back everyone to Angela's Craft Room. Today I've got another card for you using the Scalloped tag topper punch, which is this one. And if you haven't got that particular tag punch, you might have something similar that you can use. Now in the last video we used the punch to just make a tag on the front of the card, which I've done again this time, but I've also used it to make a side opening, which I wanted to share with you. So I thought I'd do the full card with you. So we'll just start. So to start with, just grab a bit of grid paper. Now I've got elegant eggplant. You can have whatever colour you like. And that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Now I don't want you to crease it. All I want you to do is fold it like this, so we get our two pieces here together. Now I don't want you to go folding that down because we're going to open it back up again. So just together like that. Then I just used a ruler. Now it doesn't have to be exact, and I just went about 2 inches from this side and I made a mark, and then I need to make a mark. Mark that side, okay, and then open it back up again. Get rid of the ruler. That's all we needed the pen for. Then we're going to open our punch, so we just press it, and you're going to say, but this is only 2 inches wide. Believe me, it will go through. So we're going to place it like that, and if you sort of turn it, it will go through. So we're just pushing it all the way through, right? And then turning it over, and I'm sliding it so that little white mark that I made is right in that corner. I don't know if you can see it, but the little white mark is right in that corner. If you had a paper piercer, you could just push it through and it would show you that little hole, but I just use a little white mark like that. And then I'm going to cut that open, pull that out. Then we need to do the other side. So I'm going to get rid of that. And just push it back in again till I feel it can't go any further. And now I've got my little white mark right in the corner there, so it should line up with the other side. Let's hope. Then pull that out, get rid of our scraps. Then we're going to bring our trimmer in. Now, where it's cut off there, we just want to put it right where there's nothing there. We want to put that in our track. just come down. And come back down here. And cut that off there. And then just if you want to, if you've got any bits that you feel, no, that's okay. We will sand it a little bit. And then we're going to do the other side the same. And it's good if you have a really sharp blade when you're doing this. Now I can see there I just need to just trim that little corner ever so, just a real little bit, just get that trimmer out of the way. Okay, and then what I do is, if you can use any sanding block, but I just like to give it a bit of a, I can see that had a little nick there. So if you just want to get, if you don't have like a really sharp blade when you're doing this, it's just not going to work for you. And I can just see a really, like I'm really being finicky now because it's just, that's just me. Right, so get rid of that, shake off our mess. So now what we need to do is get our trimmer, and I think I'll do it on this side. So just on one of them we want to score that tab. We don't want to do it on both sides, so it's just on one. So that is sitting right in the slot all the way along there. So you don't want to cut it, you just want to use your scoring blade like that. And then the side that we've scored that tab, we want to score, don't worry about the tab down here, look up here, and we want to score it at 4 1/4 of an inch. Right? So then we're going to fold it on there like that. and give it a really good burnish with your bone folder, and then fold that tab over. Remember, we didn't score this one. And that's our base card. Okay, so then we'll decorate inside first. So inside I've got a piece of cardstock that measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and then I've got the DSP that measures 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And what I like to do is I like to put a little piece of Whisper White there so that the people can write on that side. So I like to sit it over so that when this is closed, you're looking at that and you're not going to be looking at a lot of writing. So just be careful when you glue this in the inside of the card. Now we'll just put some Tombow and get this happening. But it's really good way of using your punches in different ways rather than just punching out shapes. So I'm going to go to the left side just a fraction more because I don't want that white piece to show. And this piece is 2 inches by 4 1/2 inches. And there's no, you don't have to follow my measurements exactly. I'm just going to have a look where that needs to sit. Okay, so I'm going to have to glue that right over to the side. I just don't, once it's closed, I don't like to see the writing. I think it spoils the look of the card. So I just like to put this panel inside unless someone's ordered one and they want it in a particular way. So I'm going to put that right over on the edge. So they can write on that panel. And then we need to see, so then we're going to glue that inside, and hopefully I've done it right so that the white panel doesn't show. So then we want to get this down. And that's going to cover it. So just make sure you've got it straight. So that's like that. Okay, so then what we're going to do next is we're going to grab a little bit of organza ribbon. You can use whatever ribbon you want. And this is my nightmare, as I told you in the previous video is tying the bow. But that way we get to see what the card looks like while we're decorating the front of it. I'm definitely not a bow tyer. And you can fiddle with the bow as much as you like, but I just don't want to be doing it while I'm doing the tutorial. And then I'm just going to cut that piece off. It's not too bad actually. Quite proud of myself. It's not too bad at all. So we've done the inside of the card. Now we're just going to do this outside of the card. So we're going to we've got a piece to go on there, which is the front panel. That's 5 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then we've got the DSP front panel, which is 5 1/8 by 2 1/8, and then we've got our tag that's going to go on top, and that is 4 3/4 by 2 inches, which I need to put. Now I've embossed that with the embossing folder fluttering. I just find with these darker colours with the tag on the front, it just adds a little bit more to your card by embossing it. Embossing that. And then even to put myself through more torment, I need to put a bow at the top of my tag before I adhere it to my card. So it's a pretty full-on card, this one, but it is well worth it when you finish with the results. And I think people like getting something that's a bit different. So then I'm going to chop that off there, and it's up to you. You can leave yours longer, but I don't, because I'm going to be putting butterflies on mine. So that's like that. So we'll glue our DSP to our cardstock. I've been doing quite a few videos where I'm using DSP. I'm just using it all up. When the new catalogue comes out, I'll most probably want some of the new stuff. Now I need to pop that on there. Just make sure that's straight at the top. It's quite a nice colour, that. And then I'm going to just pop my tag that I've embossed on top of that. And then we're going to put our tag. I like to put it so it's about the same distance from the bottom as it is from the top, just so it's centered. Then we're going to pop it on there. Grab. I don't want it seeping out of the sides if I can help it. Like that. And I'm just lining it up with this over here. I'm just trying to line it up the best I can. Doesn't have to be perfect. So it's like that. And then all that's left to do is to decorate with our butterflies and flowers. So I need, I couldn't see where I put my bone folder, so I'm just going to twirl those flowers up a little bit, breaking up those fibres. And if you really wanted to, like I said in the previous video, you could use a sponge dauber and sponge round these on the outside if you wanted to. Entirely up to you. I'm not going to do it with this one. As I said previously, that I normally do the sponging if I'm using a neutral colour like Sahara sand or crumb cake, or one of the browns, something like that. Then I do use the dauber round everything because it gives it a really nice antique-y look. Okay, so we'll put our first flower down. So I can turn it using the Tombow because it doesn't set straight away. I can move it a little bit. Then my second flower, dab a bit on the petals. And then I'm going to just push it underneath this flower. And then I'm going to grab my pearls and pop one in each of the flowers. And then a dimensional on the back of the last flower so that it can sit up actually I'm going to put 2 because I really want it to sit up, because I'm going to put the butterfly underneath this flower. So it can really sit up like that. Just push it down to adhere it to the card. And then we want a pearl on there. Then we're going to grab just the middle size pearls for the butterfly. Then I'm just going to put the glue on the bottom part of the butterfly's wings and just swish it around a bit, just so you've got plenty still on your butterfly. And I'm just going to place it get my bone folder so I can push it down so the glue takes. And the reason why I only put it on the bottom part of the butterfly is I like to pull the front wings up a little bit. That's it. So that's that part. Now I've cut out with my scallop punches, one in elegant eggplant and one I stamped with my greeting. I use my 1 1/8 scallop punch and my 1 3/8 scallop punch, and I'm just going to pop the sentiment on top of the elegant eggplant. Just see what room I've got. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on the back there, mainly in the middle, so that it moves for me. Let's get that bit away from the edge. Then I don't want to hide the tag completely. So then that's like that. Then I'm going to put a couple of on the bottom. That's it. Couple of dimensionals on the bottom, and you can put another lot on top of that if you really want your butterfly to pop off the page. It's entirely up to you. Now once again, I've just put the dimensionals on the bottom wings so that I can twist them up like that. And then we've only got to just put our pearls, and on the big butterfly I tend to use the big pearls because there's not much I can use the big pearls for. I use a lot of the little ones and I end up with these big pearls left over. So I generally put the big pearls on the butterfly, or if you're doing a card and you want to put some pearls, just 2 or 3 down one side, you can use them there. It's a good idea to use them. So just get that all out the way. And that's our card for today. So I hope you'll give it a try. I know it's a bit of a long-winded video today, but this was our original one. Okay, that's done in Sahara Sand and Always Artichoke. And I did sponge round with the Always Artichoke round the little sentiment and the flowers and the leaves on that one. And this one we didn't. And that's in Elegant Eggplant and Island Indigo. I never can say it. You know what it is. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. Anyway, I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And until next time, happy crafting.